Hello, I'm Rob Holt. I'm the Director of the Musical Theatre course here at the Brit School, and I'm going to tell you a bit about our course at Post 16. The musical theatre course here is, as with all strands at this school, entirely free to attend and is taught by professionals who have come from a range of backgrounds in the musical theatre industry and the related sectors. Within the course we have 7 full-time members of staff who teach across the singing, acting and dance disciplines, and we're really fortunate to be joined by a whole host of additional guest teachers and practitioners, and we're really fortunate with the amount of alumni and students that have gone through the musical theatre course here at the Brit School who want to offer back their time and workshops and advice to our young people. Our course is fully centred around the power of the ensemble, which is something that is evident in everything we do, and we are really ultimately not interested as a priority in our young people being stars, but actually we want them to be really well-rounded, happy individuals with an idea of what they can offer the world and the world of performing and creative arts. Students in musical theatre at Post 16 study for the University of the Arts London Extended Diploma, which is a level 3 qualification equivalent to 3 A-levels. The qualification works really well for the delivery of musical theatre. It's entirely vocational. There is no external assessment, however all work is externally and internally moderated to assure best delivery. All of our projects throughout the course accompanied by coursework, which we're really open to being explored in a variety of ways. So students sometimes accompany their projects with podcasts or with blogs, vlogs, and sometimes handwritten accounts of their process, and we really encourage our students to be reflective learners with an emphasis very much on research and understanding context, as well as exploring the technique and the performing elements of musical theatre. Our musical theatre students graduate to a whole wide range of different destinations and courses, some of which are musical theatre specific, some of which are within the performing and the creative arts, and others which we equally celebrate are into completely different industries that perhaps they've discovered along their way at the Brit School, and that's something we're equally proud of. The diversity in terms of destinations for our students, we believe, is really central to the breadth and the range of lessons studied within the actual course. So the course is broken into 2 years. In year 12, musical theatre students take part in 4 different modules. The first one of those we call Foundations, and this is delivered between September and Christmas in year 12, and that really is the starting point in terms of getting a basic foundation across all 3 disciplines, singing, acting and dancing. At this point in the course, lessons are technique based. There isn't a huge focus on the end product. It's far more about the process, and that's something we're really keen to make sure that runs through the entire programme of study. So students will take part in ballet, jazz, choreography and contemporary lessons. They'll take part in text, practitioner and voice lessons, and they'll also take part in ensemble singing, acting through song, repertoire and music theory lessons. As we move into January of year 12, students then begin what we call Creations. Now Creations is the part of the course that we ask the students to develop the skills of creating their own work. We want students that are not only employed as performers but are actually employing performers themselves. So this is the part of the course that we encourage the students to devise their own work. That might involve songwriting, that might be choreographing their own dances, that might be writing their own scripts. And alongside this Creations project, we also offer a project which is a song and dance project. So that's about students being directed with pre-existing material. And that's an opportunity for public performance around the sort of March point of the year. As we move further into the year, we go into what we call preparation. So this third module is all about getting students ready for what comes next. And for many students that might be drama school, that might be university, and that might be employment. And that course really is about developing the tools and the skills needed to be able to progress onto the next stage of their training. And that sets our students really well up for what's to come in year 13 with regards to applications and futures and UCAS and all of those sorts of elements of their progression. And then we finish year 12 with a project called Realizations. Now Realizations is the culmination of all of the technique and skill that has been developed throughout year 12, and Realizations is a fully staged and fully realised performance piece that might be, for example, an original musical that we create with the students. In previous years that has involved creating a piece of children's theatre that we've been able to perform to local children in the area, and that's tied in really nicely with the community focus that runs throughout the final term of year 12 for students at the Brit School. As we move into Year 13, the focus really then shifts on to putting technique developed in Year 12 into practice. The students also in Year 13 are able to take part in what we call electives, where they elect to do a further study in an area that really is of interest to them. So it might be some additional focus in, for example, Red-Nosed Clown, in script writing, in songwriting, and that's where students are really able to tailor and shape the course around their own interests. Alongside this, the students take part in 2 major performances in both of the school's professional theatre spaces. We're really fortunate to have such incredible facilities at this school, and our students perform throughout that year in both the Brit Theatre and the Obi Theatre. The first show in the Obi Theatre is in November, and that is a full year group show as a year of 75 students. And as we then move into the new year, that group breaks into 3 cohorts, and each of those 3 groups of 25 students take part in a full-scale musical, which we work alongside closely with our colleagues in the production and arts department, and the students realise a full-scale production. So alongside the practical training in musical theatre, students also have a 1-hour tutor session per week with their tutor. So within the musical theatre teaching team, every one of the members of staff is also a tutor to a group of 25 of those students. Students join in Year 12 and stay with their tutor throughout their time in Year 12 and 13. Across the 2-year course, tutors and teachers get to know the students very well, and we are able to ensure that our support is really tailored and individualised to make sure that our young people have the best time at the school and they feel supported, and they're able to discuss and explore anything that they need to throughout their 2 years with us. The main thing we are looking for in applicants for this course is students with potential and with aptitude. We are not expecting students to arrive as well-rounded performers in singing, acting and dancing, but we certainly want students that want to get towards that place. We want students with enthusiasm, who are committed, who are on time, who communicate, and who ultimately just love the art form that we are exploring on this course. We're often asked if applicants need to have had a broad and vast range of experience upon starting on this course, and our answer is very much no. We instead are really looking for students that simply love the art form, that show potential and aptitude, and that want to come here and that want to work with us. That is what we are looking for at the application process. We welcome applications from any young person who has a desire and a willingness to be studying musical theatre here at the Brit School. Applicants have a range of prior experience. Some have lots and some have not so much, and for us that is not a problem. We simply want potential and aptitude and a willingness and a love for the art form. I'm going to tell you a bit about how to apply for the musical theatre course. We are a very popular course here at this school, and we do receive a lot of applications each year, so it's really important that you make sure that you get your application in. Please make sure you take the time to fill in your application form with real thought and care, and use this as an opportunity to tell us as much about yourself and about why you want to be on this course. We ask for a range of answers to some questions that we set in that application, and we're really looking for detail and depth in your answers. Unlike other strands at the school, the musical theatre application process actually happens across 2 stages. The first is a workshop that we don't ask you to prepare anything for at all. We simply want you to turn up and take part in a workshop in singing, a workshop in acting, and a workshop in dancing. For us, this stage is really important, as we just get to see you as a student in the room, and we're really just looking for you to be yourself and to throw yourself into the tasks that we give you, and there is nothing that you need to prepare in advance. This workshop takes place in November-December, and following that workshop, one of 2 things will happen. So we will either say thank you, but at this stage you've not been successful, or we will invite you back to what we call stage 2. In the round 2 workshop, at this stage, this is where we ask you to prepare material in advance of arriving. So we will publish a list of songs, a list of monologues, and we will ask you to create a 1-minute dance of your choosing. This will be not in a group scenario, unlike stage 1. At this stage, we will see you on a 1-to-1 basis, and you will share with us the work that you've prepared in advance of this stage. Both our workshop processes are really relaxed and informal. We're not here to try and make anything more terrifying than it needs to be, and we understand that for many young people it can be quite a daunting prospect coming in and sharing your work with us. So we really encourage our young people to enjoy the day and to be themselves. Alongside the practical work shared at the second stage workshop, we will also have an informal interview where we'll get to know a bit more about you, and there'll be opportunity for you to also ask us any questions you might have about the course. You will then be either given our decision of either a yes, a no, or we may offer you a reserved place. I truly believe that the musical theatre course here at the Brit School is exceptional and unique and allows our students a platform to not only explore the skills needed in musical theatre, but to also grow and develop as young people and creatives. The best way to know about our course is to see our students in action. We would always warmly invite you to see any work that's being performed at the school, or perhaps to see work that is available online. And we'd also encourage that you follow us on the social media channels to find out more about the course.